Hold on, man. Hold on. So hold on, man. I thought you'd be coming. I'm happy to see you. I truly feel blessed to spend some time with you. Peace be with you. Always. So, what's going on, my good people? Now, have you ever done something and like you've done it a million times before? Foolproof, man. Foolproof. Methodology, right? And then like you get like a real nice opportunity to do it. And you're like, I'm expert, man. You know what I'm saying? You get a beautiful instrument to try this little technique on. You've done a million times before. You spend 2-3 weeks on the project. It's a beautiful, beautiful instrument. And you fuck it all up. Ever happened to you? Happened to me. And I had this 2-part thing in my mind. I was, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this one. You know what I mean? I'm start with the good one and the other one. You know what I mean? I filmed 2 excellent intros, right? And I filmed this whole first episode, and I was about to bring it up the pitch like yes, exploded, man. So I don't even want to fucking think about that 2-part thing again. We're gonna have to do something else, man. So let's talk about something else, man. This is an Ibanez RX-20. RX-20 was introduced in the year 1994 by our good friends at Ibanez. Now, this particular example that I have is one of the first ever Ibanez instruments made in Indonesia. Can you believe that, man? It blows my mind. The RX-20 was manufactured from 94 through 1998. And in 1997 through, I guess, 1998, production was shifted over to Indonesia from Korea. Now, we had just talked about the first Korean Ibanez ever. Not too long ago. Remember this guy, man? The Cadet Z, man? This is the first Korean one. Because before that, it was Japan only, man. Japan or nowhere. Ibanez have honor. You know what I'm saying? They're serious about their brand loyalty. And the people hated this one. Hated it. To this day, you can find people on the internet saying, man, Cadet Z, if you own one, fucking come to your house and punch you in your eye. People are crazy about the Cadet Z still. I got a husk. I actually got an RX series pickguard for it. Because they're now made in China, right? The RX series. And actually a pretty formal instrument. I like it. It sounds good. Right? Play it. Interesting, right? So, during my recent dilemma with my other project, I happened to be at the flea market, right? And it happened to be happening, right? I was walking around, this man, yeah, sunshine on my shoulders, you know what I mean? Because I was thinking about this project I was working on at home, my 2-part twofer, right? I was like, yeah, boom, you know what I mean? I don't do this, man. I don't even care, man, about no instruments today. And then, like, I was kind of getting to it at the end, and I had no instruments. I was like, man, one instrument? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that one guitar I saw coming in, you know, maybe this other one of the truth was there was nothing good. You know what I mean? It was bullshit. So I get to the very end, and I see this beautiful instrument propped up on a stand. The guy I didn't even look at it, because everybody's like $90, $97. Everything's so expensive nowadays, inflation. Right? He's like, $30, but you don't get the stand, so don't even ask. Well, I looked at it. Seems to be, other than missing this little cap top, a great early, you know what I mean, RX-20. I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, you know. And I got it home, and I found out it's the 1997. I deciphered the thing. It's made in Indonesia. It's got an I, it says Indonesia on the back of it. It's got an I designation from 1997, so it was the first one ever made in Indonesia. So I got the first Korean Ibanez and the first Indonesian Ibanez. I had to get the first Chinese Ibanez. You know, I'd be all tricked out. Because I have a whole bunch of Japanese Ibanez. It'll be a great time. We'll all get together. But until that time, let's talk about our new friend here, RX-20. From 1997, I believe it. The date is like, I believe it's in May of 1997. I'll show you. Right? So I'm going to flip you around. We'll look at these two first. We're going to look at them together. And then we'll just look at my friend here. Because he's new in town. we should give him our undivided attention. Doesn't really need too much done to it, I hope. I've not plugged it in. It looks a little rusty. Looks a little dusty. Missing one string. Doesn't look like the action. Maybe a little truss rod tweak. Other than that, we're good to go. So let's do this gently. You know what I mean? I mean, we could sit here all day long. Move around, but I'm just gonna do it because it's only gonna hurt for a second, right? Maybe 2 seconds. One. It's gonna hurt you, not me. There it is, man. I thought this was gonna be an easy episode. I plugged it in. Fucking thing don't work. Got nothing on anything. And I noticed some other telltale signs. These like screws, right, have been replaced. Certain ones, anyway. This one and this one. This one. That means somebody's been messing around with electronics. I mean, who knows what the fuck's going to be in there. We don't even know if any of these work, man. So, it's a crapshoot at this point. You know what I mean? Thought I was going to be able to sort of throw this little thing out to you last minute. Because my other idea fizzled out. You know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of time on it, which was wasted time, and now I got another project on my hands. So let's get to it. I'm going to take you into the laboratory. I'm going to loosen these strings, because it looks like it's a pretty much full set of strings. Are pretty much there, man. We're pretty much there. We'll see what's cooking under here, good looking. Right? What's cooking under there, good looking. Let's see in the laboratory. Hey, 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 hey. No fucking photographs, all right? Get back, get back. No outside photography at the laboratory. I was starting to loosen some of these strings, and I was thinking to myself, you know, this is a pretty nice set of strings. You know, yes, there's been some work on here, but what if the work was just like half-assed? You know what I mean? What if the problem is just with the jack? We can just put another little E on there. You know what I mean? And dance around, singing a little song, if I can call it an episode, right? It's summertime. I mean, I don't want to waste too much of your precious time. In the summertime, I get a drink and a drive. And I get some booze and I get real high in the summertime. So I'm just going to unscrew that little jack, man, and just see what's going on inside there. What's happening inside you, Jack? I don't know, Chrissy. I just can't get it stiff. Anyway, let's see what's happening. Let's see a second. Alright, so we got a real frayed cable. It's got all kinds of little pieces that might have actually been touching that connector. So let's clean this up a little bit. Plug it in again and just hope. You know what I mean? I'm starting to feel that maybe it's something inside, man. We're going to have to loosen up those strings after all. Alright, Rusty, let's see what we can do. Wouldn't you know it, worked. This thing was actually bent this way, so it wasn't even making contact with the cable at all. So I was all fucked up, man. Yeah, now we have to do it. But it was a little crackly, so I'm going to take out these screws right here. And we're going to spray it down with some contact cleaner, just pulling it up. Spray this down. Spray it all down. We kind of got some of this corrosion on here. I kind of wiped it off with some, you know what I mean, steel wool. You know what I mean? Just trying to get all wool out with it. So let's pry this open just a little bit and clean it off. I'll show you the gizzards. A little peek inside. I know you'd like to see that. I'm kind of curious to see what's in this whole rat trap myself. So we got it unscrewed. And that's a story in itself. But I want to show you electronics first. They're actually big boy pots. You see that? Big boy pots. 22 caps, right? It's a regular old import switch. Pickups in there. Can we see them? Can we see your pickups? Doesn't look like they're like that bad, right? They're okay. Lots of rust. Nasty. Got a brand new can of electrocontact cleaner. So we're going to clean that out. A little new straw, man. Yeah, man. My straw. I want to show you this rogue gallery of screws I pulled out of that pickguard. Look at all these weird screws. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? It's just like, here's a set for a switch.
This is an oddball, you know what I mean? Like screw component. This was from in the back. This is from the trim cover. Weird long ass screw. These are the only screws that are original to the instrument. So I found a whole bunch to replace the ones that are, you know what I mean, missing. The correct ones. I got a whole drawer full of these kind. So we're going to put the correct ones in there after we've cleaned it out and checked it off. Make sure it's working. Right? Yeah, a little easier than I thought it'd be, man. I was like dreading, you know what I mean, having to, you know what I mean. And I was happy to unscrew it. You're like, oh, if I'll screw it now, I'll take the strings off. So let's do this, man. Let's clean it out. It's in a moment. Alright, so all the screws have been restored to the correct screws. You know what I'm saying? I put the original ones toward the bottom. They're all rusty, and these ones are just slightly rusty, but they're all the correct ones throughout. Electronic working without problems. But now I realize there's some kind of weird action thing where it's high, but it's like got a weird thing going on with the neck. Definitely needs some neck adjustment. I have the right truss rod key ready to go. However, I noticed here that there's like a big space there. It's like a unwanted sort of you know what I mean, shim. You know what I'm saying? It's like all like a unnatural shim. So we gotta loosen up these strings a little tiny bit. Just a little tiny bit, people. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to try to, you know, screw this guy back down a little bit. If not, we're gonna have to unscrew it completely and try to rescrew it without any space. It's a little weird. It's a little weird, William. So let's lightly, you know what I mean, tread with this guy. We don't want to break any strings, right? We're so close. We're so close. We don't want to have to change out the strings now. Not now, Marvin. See you in a minute. So there we go. Just by tightening those screws, we're able to pretty much eliminate that gap. So let's do, you know what I mean, the tightening of the truss rod, right? Righty tighty on this guy. I do believe. Let's do it. So 3/4 of a full turn of that truss rod. Super slinky action. Tightening up those neck screws. You know what I'm saying? Look at that, man. It's got gorgeous fucking butter. Butter pecan, right? So let's clean this fucking thing up, bruh. Let's clean it up, man. Let's take some Windex first of all and just clean up most of it. You know what I'm saying? Here and everything. We'll hit that up with bleach in a second, man. Just hit it up with a rag and some Windex for right now. And we'll come to the other part that you like, Marvin, with the chemicals. I know you like the chemicals, friend. Let's do it up. I'll see you after we're clean. Look at that. Look how clean it is. Look at that. And especially this thing. This little bottle brush with the stiff bristles. Stiff bristles, man. Great job. It's real clean looking. You know what I'm saying? Real clean looking. So what we're going to do now, just to make it like pop that gloss. Some moms, you know, we're not going to, you know what I mean, go too far from the script. We're going to pop that shine. We're not going to get anything on the fretboard. This is like supposed to be matte. You know, same with this. All matte. Back of the neck, however, we're going to get some on there. Back of the body. Let's do that now. Shine up the sheen in this. Ready? And go. Look at that gloss, man. Look at the glimmery gloss, man. Look at it on the backside of it, too. I like how the backside's all gleaming. Isn't that just glorious? Now, I only have a couple more things to talk about. First thing to talk about, this little fella. Found him in the drawer. One of the little ones. These are the ones that always get lost. I happened to get some about 7 years ago. Look at that. That's right. Perfect. Perfect. So we're missing a string. I'm a big fan of the Orphe singles. You know, put a 9 on there, right? Or 0.23 if you want to be certain about it, man. Put the 9 on, man. I'll see you at the glamour shots. Well, you too can get a shot of glamour. In 1, in 2, 3. And there it is. I promised you I'd get some dual glam shots. If you know what I mean. The first Korean, the first Indonesian Ibanez. Isn't that a beautiful sight? It's kind of like when Mrs. Noriega looks up and the cell door opens in the secret jail. And there standing is 41 and 43, ready for business. I got a pocket full of rubbers, and Junior does too. You mean my homeboys do too? Whatever the fuck. You always gotta ruin my moment, you little weasel. Sorry, Daddy. I didn't mean any disrespect. People get mad about that, man. People get mad about that when I make fun of the Bush family. I'm not really making fun of anybody. You know what I'm saying? HW's dead. W's been brain dead since 1973. Glue and cocaine. Together, not very friendly. So that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at the tuners, man. Look how the tuners are slightly different. You know what I'm saying? These are like harder to source. If you're going to try to source it, those are the ones you want. They're hard to find. But still, Cadet Z, probably more hated by the Ibanez community than the Indonesian ones that actually said like Ibanez straight up on the headstock, like, here's our instrument. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even say like Squire or nothing, man. Straight up like, this is our flagship. Fly like an eagle, eagle, eagle. I like how the Indonesian ones have like the throwback. You know what I'm saying? We send this part to Indonesia to make this one because it's old. The Koreans like already were doing like, you know what I'm saying? This is what it looked like on the, this is like the late, you know what I mean, 80s, you know, Squire formula. And already, Cadet Z had from Korea. I don't know, man. I have nothing else to say either. I want you to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because hearing is just like, you know what I mean, being with me. Standing in the same room with Mrs. Noriega. When I'm done, she's like, oh, Senor H.W. He's very good this time, my friend. You only last 2.5 seconds. Thank God. Now get the fuck out. Vicious. Peace be with you. Let's hear. Let's listen. Peace be with you. Turn up the volume. Turn up the tone. Turn up the volume. Turn up the tone. Hey, what's that mean? Hey. There it is, folks. From Indonesia in 1997, the Ibanez RX-20. Most popular color when it was first issued, black and white. Hey, man. Tone pot works. If we ever wanted to forget about our tone, man. I don't like to forget about my tone. I like to be bright. Butter action on this beautiful guitar. Gorgeous instrument, really. It really is beautiful. Middle pickup, middle position, I mean, between both pickups. We got the jazzy pickup right here, man. Great instrument. So let me tell you a little bit about when I was in high school. I was like a freshman. I was on the bus, and I remember like I was getting into like the 50s and like the 60s at the time. I was a huge fan of the Beatles. I had all these Beatles bootlegs, and the bus drivers all listened to like either oldies tape from the 50s or like, you know what I mean, 50s radio station. You know what I'm saying? It was all about, you know what I mean, that early rock and roll. I was like getting into it, man. I saw this movie, my mom, called The Buddy Holly Story with Gary Busey, and I was like, Buddy Holly next morning, man. I was like, I'm gonna wear my glasses to school. My mom's like, oh, you don't wear your glasses. All your friends are gonna think you're a nerd. I was like, nah. Oh yeah, I'm not wearing my glasses, but I'm gonna think I'm cool with my mindset, you know. My little Stratocaster kind of looked like this. Is a Stratocaster copy with like a Gibson soul, man. So I got real into like this Buddy Holly sound, you know what I mean? I watched that movie. I taped it off the, you know, Showtime or whatever, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, Buddy Holly story, you know, and talk all about it. Now around that time, I had like a CD player, and I was excited about it, you know, because it was like new technology for me. And I joined the BMG like CD club. I finally was able to cancel my membership 2 years ago. And I had to sign the contract in blood, you know, hematologist. Anyway, there was one thing in there I really wanted, I needed it at that point. It was the Buddy Holly box set. It was like 3 discs, something like that. Or 2 very long discs, maybe, because Buddy Holly songs were all like 1 minute and 53 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I was like, it's got to be on there, man. It's Buddy Holly's like tire, you know what I mean, anthology or whatever, you know. So it came in and I listened to it. I was like, oh, I don't see it on there. Well, maybe it's something else, the title of it, you know. It wasn't on there. What the fuck? I asked my bus driver, what Buddy Holly song was it? She's like, I don't know, kid. You know, you want to borrow the tape? And I was like, I want a CD of it, man. I don't want tape anymore, man. I'm a modern man, you know what I mean? So I asked around, you know what I mean, school, you know, hey man, you know about that Buddy Holly song? You know what I mean? You know this Buddy Holly, man, we listen to no Ghana, man. Pearl Jam. Age of grunge, man. So, finally I went to the library, like the encyclopedia for like modern music or something like that. I found out the song was actually by Tommy Rowe. It wasn't even Buddy Holly, man. There's no girl like my little Sheila. Her name drives me insane. There's no Sheila, little girl is fine. Me and Sheila go for a ride. Oh, feeling funny inside. Hey, little Sheila, in my ear. Oh, I love you, Sheila, dear. Tommy Rowe, I don't know if he's still alive, but I'm pretty certain he didn't die in a plane crash. He wrote the best Buddy Holly song of all time, man. That was the day the music died. Tommy Rowe's passing. If he's not, man, peace be with you, Tommy. Wash those hands. If you are dead, I'm sorry to hear about that, man. My bad. See you next time. There's a next time. Hopefully, there'll be one.